Oh no, I didn't. Hi. Okay, so I'm gonna start with Hourglass. Can't see. Hopefully, whatever. This is the Seamless Finish Liquid Foundation, Vanish. I'm going to do color Buff. I think Buff's actually a little bit too dark for me. But I noticed that I come out really pale on camera. So I'm doing 2 pumps. And I like to put this on with a brush. So this is my foundation brush from Spectrum. It's flat, right? And I'm going to spray my brush first. So I don't know how many people are actually going to be interested in seeing like a foundation, you know, full coverage. I guess we could do full coverage. Let's just go ahead. Yeah, let's just go full. Let's glam it up. Who cares? It's Tuesday. I've got jiu-jitsu practice to go to this afternoon with my son. Dude, like, I commend people who do YouTube videos and record and do this, because this is like no joke. No joke. So I have combination skin. I live in Washington, and since moving here, my skin has been horrible. It's super difficult to deal with. I get really dry spots like right here all the time, no matter what I do, all the time. I have a really hard time setting my under eye. I almost always don't set my under eye because my skin's so dry all the time. It just looks better if I don't. For me, it works better for me to just pat it out throughout the day than it does to set it, because it just looks horrible. I don't know what the technical term is for it, but it gets super blotchy and it's nasty. And I've tried all different kinds of techniques and different ways, and it doesn't work. Sometimes, every now and then it will, but most of the time, I don't even try. And I don't have any eyebrows, and I had them tattooed on a long time ago, and I hate them. So if you're thinking about getting your eyebrows microbladed, my opinion is don't do it. But that's just me. Okay, so I'm gonna brush my eyebrows up a little bit. This is a e.l.f. blender, sponge, whatever. I don't use beauty blenders. I have the Morphe one, the Jeffree Star Morphe one. I like the e.l.f. ones the best, especially if you wet it first. Like wet your sponge. Like wet it, and then wring it out. And it will work so good. Okay, so I'll just go in and kind of... And this foundation definitely oxidizes and gets darker. Because like right now it doesn't look bad. But I can see the spots that are starting to oxidize already. And so I'm just gonna pat in. Okay. So that's pretty. I'm gonna go in with Too Faced Born This Way. So I have Golden Beige. And then Vanilla. That was Vanilla. And then I'm gonna go back in. So this one's golden beige. It's just a little darker. And I have a hyperpigmentation right here. So I just covered up a little bit. And then for my under eyes, I'm going with the classic Too Faced. And set under my eyes. This is a Little Real Techniques, and then I'll start. Let's start under the eye first. So by all means, if I do something that you have a question about, I am not a professional makeup artist. I'm a longtime makeup lover. If you know me, then you know. Like, if you know me personally, like, I have been a long time makeup lover. Like, I should have just been a makeup artist. But I didn't, and I chose to go to school and be in the military, and yeah, that's where life took me. Okay, and then I read around the smile lines, unless you're young and then you don't have them. Unless you're older like me. Dude, like, no joke, getting older is like the most messed up joke ever. Like, it sucks. I hate it. Okay. Bring it up close to the nose because I like to contour my nose. And there. Top of the eye up to the eyebrow bone. Cupid's bow. Chin. And then just like the bridge. Cool. And then I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit before I set it. And so I like to cream contour first, and kind of just depending on what I'm doing and how like full glam I want to use. I really like this Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation stick. This is the color Fawn, and it has the gray undertone. And I was watching a tutorial the other day from Lunatic Cosmetics, and they have these two contouring palettes that are more of the gray undertones, and it creates more natural shadows, and then you can go back in with bronzers and lighten it up. And I just thought that was just like, I was like, oh, it totally makes sense. Like, yeah. And I was like, that explains why I really like this one. So I'm gonna just go ahead and start. Ooh, I forgot to do that over there. Hold on. I'm not gonna do my cheeks just yet, because what I want to do is I want to cover this with powder first, so that way when I go in and contour, it doesn't move around as much. So I'll do my nose first, and I just go along the edges. And since this is pretty light, I usually lay it down pretty thick. And I go all the way up to my eyebrow bones, because I have very pronounced eyebrow bones. And I like to, you know, make an optical illusion and make my nose look smaller. So I go all the way up. Okay, pretty good. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do this cheek over here, starting at the high planes, kind of like right going up. So what I really like to do is just kind of turn my face, look forward, and just kind of, I like to go a little higher than what it should be, because as I blend it out, then that's where the blend is. Okay, wait, so I said I was gonna do that side. Okay, so let me do this. I really like to watch Tati's channel here on YouTube, and she had J-Lo's makeup artist come on, right? And I was just like, oh my god, like contouring, like I'm all about techniques now. I have like a decent amount of makeup, but like some people go crazy and just have like a ton of makeup that they're not using. They don't do very detailed looks, like, you know, okay, whatever, teach their own. I wish I could afford more makeup, probably, maybe, whatever. I try to be resourceful and use what I have, but you know, I'm all about technique. I really like how it comes across here when I'm looking at the camera. You know, so I'm gonna go in with the Hourglass. This is just the little travel size one. I actually love this, love it. I'm sorry, I know it's expensive, but if you're a makeup hoarder and you love makeup like I do, and you're all about, hey, I don't mind paying a little more for something that is better quality, you need this. You need this. I went ahead and bought the big one, and then that's how I ended up getting into the foundation. This is my first bougie foundation purchase, and I have the stick foundation too. Like, oh, it's so worth it. It's so worth it. It's amazing. So I'm gonna use like a dense brush. Like, this is like a foundation, like a powder foundation brush, but I'm gonna use this, and I'm just gonna take kind of like what's in the cap, because I really want this to, like, I'm gonna like stamp it in, and I really want it to like not move. Because what happens is, as I go about doing my makeup and I start contouring and bronzing in that area, it, you know, the hyperpigmentation starts to come back through. Because like some people can color correct, but I don't want to do all that. Like, if I really had the time, because like, no joke, like I could easily sit here for 2-3 hours doing makeup, just like really taking my time, putting in detail, and be like happy, but I don't want to do that today. So now I'm going to come in and contour with this, and just kind of look at where I put it on the other side, turn my head, look forward, using the camera, just kind of, I like to use nice little short strokes until you really realize where you want it at. Don't worry about the noise. So I already cut that side, and then you can do this little lip thing. I have really small lips, so I just kind of put it right around the edges. Most of the time I actually spend a little bit more time doing this, but it's okay. It's not as important today. So I'm not working right now. I was working. I've been trying to get into graduate school for the last few years, and I got picked up, and so I am moving back to Texas. Hey! I'm a Texan, born and raised. I'm actually not gonna use that brush. Holy Grail brush, buy it, Real Techniques, Holy Grail, just saying. So I'm gonna be moving back to Texas, and I'm just staying home right now and doing whatever I want, and taking care of my son, and making breakfast, and washing clothes, and playing in makeup. So I brush up because I want to keep it fairly crisp right there. You know, you'll see people set it, bake it underneath. I don't usually do that. Not like a real, like, not a true bake anyways. And so JLo's makeup artist said, you know, you come in and then you kind of flick right here. Right, and then I'm gonna come back in. And so I'm still gonna go over this with powder, contour, and then set it. And I won't set my entire face. I like a more dewy foundation. I don't like ultra matte because, like I said, I have dry skin. So I just kind of look where I want it, right? And then so if it's too heavy, you know, brush out in the opposite direction. And so in here, I won't necessarily blend, I just pat it because we want to leave it a little heavier. I know as I started getting a little better with makeup, like I said, I've been doing it a long time. I'm like old school. When I was a kid, drive out of town to go to Macy's, to go to MAC, and to go to prescriptives. Like, who remembers prescriptives? I still have a prescriptives brush. I'm going to show you. This is my first expensive makeup brush from prescriptives. I don't know what happened to them. I think I looked them up one day and they were still like selling online, but okay, right? And so, and you can see where my under eye has got some what is it called? It's creased up, right? So I'm just gonna buff it out with my finger. And like I said, I usually don't set the under eye, and I probably won't. So I'm gonna leave it there like that for now. So then I'll go back in with another blender, these little ones, and I'm gonna blend out the nose, and I'm just gonna do it very lightly, right like that. So I don't expect for this to like go anywhere. I'm not trying to be like an influencer, make this like my life. It would have been nice, but that's just not what the cards dealt for me. I'm going into grad school to be a physical therapist, but I would like to use this kind of like as a catalyst, as a cornerstone, a way to relate with people and potentially you know, market myself as a brand and as an ambassador for change. And I don't know how to do this. My cameraman is out of town. He needs to come home. By cameraman, I mean my husband. He's in the Navy, if you don't know. Not bad. Okay, and then I'm gonna use this big guy, Real Techniques, on sale at Walgreens. So this is your sternocleidomastoid muscle. It starts at the back of the head right here. It goes down into your clavicle and your sternum. Right, so this way, and I follow it. And you make like a triangle. Right, so you can see it. Right, and then blend that down, and then leave this part white. And then you're gonna do the same thing. Go from like the base of the jaw, drag it down, and then you can see the line that it makes? Follow that line. And then blend that down. Alright, okay, how are we looking? Not too bad? Alright. I'm gonna go in with this smaller angled contour brush. This is by Spectrum again. I would love to have a new contour kit, but I can't afford everything, so I haven't. So I'm using this Anastasia Beverly Hills one. Like I said, I really want to get the Lunatic Cosmetic one. Or if another brand that I like and trust wants to come out with one, let me know. Okay, so I'm going to start high cheeks, and I'm going to do that little stamping motion I was talking about earlier. So I'm going to start with the brush up and down. Same thing, we're going to stamp. My camera has like a little display on it, but it's not very big. And it's difficult because my camera is farther away from my desk than what I can reach, so I can't zoom it in myself, and I have it where I can hook it up to my phone, but sometimes it doesn't want to work, and I'm like... So if you go a little bit too high in this area, that's okay, because we can go back in and diffuse it. Okay, again, stamp, stamp, stamp. One thing that really helped me grow with my my skills as far as doing makeup was taking pictures. Like, take a picture, stand back and look at it, and really be able to look at it from a different perspective. So I have like the cameras here, I have a mirror here, I have my hand mirror, and then I have another bigger mirror over there. But I don't have a big mirror right behind me, and that's what's a little difficult. But I can turn and look in this mirror. And then I can kind of guide myself from the camera. And I never have anybody to practice on, so that can be difficult too. You know, you need to have that. You step back and look at it. So like, if you're doing your makeup and you're like looking in a little mirror like this, like go to the bathroom and look at a big mirror, and then you'll see like, oh, okay, if I go this way, it looks a little different. So the Lady Gaga makeup line dropped last night. I'm not gonna go there, but I love Lady Gaga. I do. I love Lady Gaga. But I don't really like the idea of and like that through Amazon. I'm not really big about purchasing makeup that I can't see and try in person, except for Jeffree Star, but that's because I've used Jeffree Star's makeup, and I've been a Jeffree Star fan for a long time, since MySpace. And like, say what you will about him, but his makeup's good. My friend calls him Shady Lady. Shady Lady. He doesn't even like go by Jeffree Star anymore when we talk about him. It's just Shady Lady. Okay, so now I have, this is like a concealer brush, right? It's a double-ended one, and I'm just gonna use this, and I'm gonna go into the cool tone contour right in the middle, because it's more of like a gray undertone. And I'm just gonna use it on my nose, and I'm gonna start at the bridge, and then I'm gonna pat and then bring it in. And because this is round, it fits right in there perfectly. And we're just gonna create that illusion, right? And it's gonna make the nose look smaller, and it's gonna make the eyebrows not look as pronounced. I've got man eyebrows, not like eyebrow hairs, but like my eyebrows stick out like the bones. And I'm not really blending just yet. Just packing the color on. And then I'll just kind of clean my brush off a little bit. And then I'll blend it down a little bit and out. Alright, so now I'm gonna go with my Hourglass Foundation. And I'm gonna use the flat end of my Real Techniques. I'll do right under here first. And I don't bake it, I just push it in right from the beginning. And I only do that heavy apply back here. And then here it's just left over. Because like I said, I prefer more of a dewy, semi-dewy, whatever you want to call it. And then I'm going to use a side now. And I'm going to set it right around here because I get a really bad frown line now. Okay. I mean, press it. Okay, and then over here. Okay, good. And then for the face, I'm just gonna go with this fluffy little kabuki looking, or I don't know what this is. It's not the NARS one, it's the knockoff. Right, and then I'm gonna go back in with my beauty, my sponge, tap over the eye, buff. And then I just buff the under eye with like just whatever's on here. Like that's how I set. I don't set it and bake it. And I guarantee you even that little bit will make it look a little funky. Watch. Okay. That's good. I'm not gonna do highlight yet. I do highlight at the very end. But we can definitely maybe do a little bit of bronzer. I want to keep it more like cool undertones, so I'm gonna go in with my Fenty Beauty Sunstalker Instant Warm Bronzer. I like to kind of contour with this actually. And so I'm gonna go with the angled one again, but I'm gonna go in with the bigger one. And I like get in there with this. I really should have gotten the darker color, but too late. I thought at first that this wasn't like all that. I was mistaken. And then I'm going to do just like the tip of the brush. Okay, I think that's good. Let me make some room. So I'm going to pause for a second and then we're going to start the eyes. Hi guys, so I ended up changing this up a little bit. I didn't like the red eyeliner, so I went over with black. And then I just smoked out red on the bottom. Put my hair up, it's a little green cardigan. And there you go. Not perfect, but hope you like it.